welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a really potent section of Romans, chapter 11, verses 11 through 24.
That's right. Short, but packed.
Definitely. And look, if you've ever felt maybe that your faith gives you a bit of a leg up on others, or, I don't know, like an unspoken free pass, this passage is going to speak directly to that. Our sources really highlighted how Paul was issuing this, surprising warning about spiritual arrogance.
Yeah, and it's often disguised, isn't it? It just looks like confidence.
Exactly. And he was talking to the early Gentile believers, the non-Jewish folks coming to faith.
Yeah, that context is just crucial. You have these newcomers, and they're starting, maybe subtly at first, to look down on the Jewish people.
The original covenant people.
The original branches, yeah, who, for the most part, hadn't accepted Jesus as Messiah. So Paul tackles this head on. He asks, basically, did Israel stumble just so they'd fall permanently?
And the answer is a clear no.
Right, absolutely not. He says their misstep, their trespass, actually opened the door for salvation to reach the Gentiles. You know, us.
Yeah. Okay, let's unpack this then.
Yeah.
Because Paul uses this brilliant visual aid, an analogy.
He does. It's the olive tree. Such a powerful image.
Right.
Israel is the cultivated tree, the established trunk, the deep root system providing the nourishment. And you, the Gentile believer listening, you're pictured as a wild olive shoot.
The wild shoot.
Yeah, something that wouldn't normally belong, grafted into this established, cultivated tree.
Okay, but that grafting process itself, it involves breaking off some original branches, doesn't it?
It does. And Paul says why. Those natural branches, some Israelites, were broken off because of one thing. Unbelief. Simple as that.
And the wild shoots, the Gentiles, were grafted in to, share in that life from the root.
Exactly, to show the richness of the olive root. But here's the immediate catch, the first warning sign Paul puts up.
What's that?
He says straight up, don't get arrogant towards those broken off branches. Don't start thinking you're better.
Because it feels like that could easily happen. We're in, they're out, so we must have done something right.
Precisely the attitude he's combating. And our sources really zeroed in on this core principle Paul lays down next. He says, basically, remember this. It's not you supporting the root supports you. Your position isn't based on your own merit.
So how do you maintain that position then?
Through faith. Only through faith. It's not about being inherently better or smarter or more deserving. It's about trusting dependence.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Because this warning about arrogance towards others, it kind of morphs, doesn't it, into arrogance toward God.
It absolutely does. That's the slippery slope. And the research we looked at directly connects this pride to, a really dangerous mindset, the free pass idea.
Right. We see that pop up throughout church history, and even today, yeah.
For sure. The thinking goes something like, okay, I'm saved by grace. My salvation is secure, so maybe it doesn't really matter how I live.
Like, kindness is treated like a blank check for immorality, worldliness, whatever.
Exactly. It's using grace as a cover for sin. And the source material was clear. This whole toxic value system, it's rooted in pride.
Pride replacing faith.
Yes, because true faith and humility, they're inseparable. You can't have genuine faith coexisting with that kind of arrogance or spiritual pride, which is why Paul pivots right to verse 20. So do not become proud, but fear.
That word fear can be tricky. What kind of fear are we talking about?
It's not terror, but reverent awe. A recognition of who God is. And it leads directly to the next point, God's nature. He has both kindness and severity.
Two sides of the same coin.
You could say that. His kindness is what allowed the wild branches, you, to be grafted in when you didn't deserve it. But his severity, his justice, is what led to the natural branches being cut off due to their persistent unbelief.
So God isn't just one or the other. He's both loving and just.
Perfectly both. And this brings us to the sharp edge of the warning in verses 21 and 22. Look, God didn't spare the natural branches when they fell into unbelief. So the warning to you, the grafted-in branch, is continue in his kindness.
Actively continue. It's not passive.
Not at all. You have to remain in that state of humble dependence, receiving his grace, because the alternative is stark.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you also will be cut off.
Wow. That's sobering.
It is. It completely dismantles any idea of a free pass based on some past decision or status.
So what does this all mean then for us listening? How do we continue in his kindness?
Well, it boils down to staying rooted, doesn't it? rooted in gratitude for grace, acknowledging constantly that your position isn't earned, it's gifted.
And living humbly, not comparing ourselves.
Exactly, not looking down on others, whether inside or outside the faith. It means faith requires ongoing humility. Grace isn't an excuse for arrogance, it's the reason for humility.
It's not all warning, is it? Paul offers hope too.
Oh, absolutely. A huge counterpoint of hope. Think about it. If you, the wild shoot, were grafted in contrary to nature, which is, like, botanically miraculous,
Yeah.
how much more readily can the natural branches, Israel, be grafted back into their own olive tree?
If they turn from unbelief.
If they turn from unbelief, it shows God's incredible power and desire to restore.
So the final thought for you listening, what is it?
Remember that grace is this amazing gift, but it's a gift meant to transform you, right? To make you someone deeply rooted in humility and a living, active faith.
Never mistake your position in Christ for some kind of spiritual immunity from the need to actually live by faith.
Well said. That's the heart of it.